Welcome back, YouTubers, to another Friday Night Smackdown review with us, the British Fist. I like the way you're miming me there, NJ. I am Mr. Parkin, and this guy sitting next to me is none other than... What's up indeed? Guys, subscribe up above, like this video if you will, and put your thoughts on this episode of Smackdown down in that comment section below.
Make sure you contact us in the link in the box below.
Very softly spoken there, NJ.
It was indeed.
Killing us softly, as the song may go. We had Sin City Smackdown this week. This came from Sin City, and it was quite... The backstage segments and the whole roulette wheel thing. What did you think of it? The whole backstage segment and the whole roulette wheel?
Well, the thing I liked about this is that they made it the Sin City feeling with the whole gambling table, and then we'll gather around it doing it. The wheel, it adds some speciality to this SmackDown, so I think it was alright. Yeah,
and I remember last time they did this, they had Booker T as the MC guy, and that was hilarious. This time they had Teddy Long, not quite as good, but still the feel of the show was kind of nice by these little backstage segments, which are kind of funny in parts and, you know, set up the matches and stuff. So I think those little backstage segments throughout the show did help the show tonight, even though I wasn't really a fan of the whole gimmick matches on free TV, but we'll get to those when they come. We opened up this Sin City Smackdown with Daniel Bryan. And when he came out, I found it interesting that you got on Smackdown all these canned heat boos, and can you compare that to the reaction you got on Raw, which was very mixed, wasn't it? It's kind of like people aren't really buying him as a heel yet, do you know what I mean?
No, I think the WWE they have the idea with Daniel Bryan, but they just are struggling to start working on it. But maybe it'll happen after a while.
Yeah, it's just interesting to see like the live reaction compared to the canned heat boos which he's getting now. He comes out and talks about what Big Show did to AJ last week and how he's not afraid of Mark Henry and Big Show should just quit. I'll say this: Daniel Bryan got his own promo segment. It wasn't the best promo segment, but it made him feel like an integral part of the show. He's got his own opening segment. They should have done more of this when he fucking won the title instead of furthering on other people's storylines and making the odd 1-minute appearance on the show.
Well, with Daniel Bryan opening, again, in the past we've seen like Cody, Rhodes, Booker T and all them openers, interesting openers. To give Daniel Bryan an opener, I guess that has some meaning to it because you're giving the World Championship a chance to speak. Even though his promo was the best and he concentrated a lot on Big Show than his match against Mark Henry, I still think it's adding what happens, what's going to be the feud between them. It's
hyped up the main event, and it's hyped up a possible triple threat match at the pay-per-view, considering he's talking about Henry and Big Show. And I think that's the direction we know WWE are going now, especially with the announcement at the end of the show. And after that opener, which was somewhat okay, it's nice to see Daniel Bryan get his own promo segment, because he doesn't usually get that, and you know, for him to speak on his own, it's just nice to see him and make him. He's opening the show as World Heavyweight Champion, and he's finishing the show as World Heavyweight Champion.
No, very true.
The match we got after this was Cody Rhodes versus Hornswoggle, which at the time we was thinking, oh, why have you got my boy Cody Rhodes involved with a joke like Hornswoggle? But eventually it turned into Cody Rhodes versus Justin Gabriel after Gabriel came out and saved Hornswoggle.
Well, backstage we had this segment where he got to choose his own opponent. I was thinking maybe it looked like he was choosing Zeke. I'm thinking he could have replayed this match and made it more of a dominant match, but no, it turned out to be Hornswoggle.
Definitely turned out to be Hornswoggle, yes.
And, well, my thought about this, straight away I thought, I know he wants an easy opponent, easy win to give him a win. I thought, why not pick yourself a challenger? Maybe Zeke would have been better, but this match turned out to be Justin Gabriel, so the match did get better in my opinion.
The match itself, I mean, this is something I've wanted to see for some time now. I've always thought that Justin Gabriel as like a sort of face contender to the IC Championship, not really winning, not being able to win the belt, but if Gabriel was built up properly, this could have been a nice Intercontinental Championship feud. The match itself was 3 minutes 45 seconds. I thought they got a lot in for the time they were given. This was a theme of the show. The matches didn't really get enough time, but Cody Rhodes wins pretty clean. I thought this was the kind of match where Gabriel didn't look too bad in defeat, because they did make him look kind of strong during the match, but you know, Cody Rhodes wins, essentially.
Well, comparing this match to last week's match, this match was more enjoyable, more of the way a match should go for a wrestler like Cody Rhodes. So this match I was more into, and I just enjoyed this match a lot more than last week's.
It got a little bit more time, which is one of the reasons why I thought it was better. And he's against Justin Gabriel, another guy you can move in the ring, so it's generally more entertaining.
Very true.
After that match, we've got Epico and Primo versus the Usos in a tornado tag match. I do miss the tornado tag match concept. I think the last time we saw a tornado tag was on the Vegas version of Raw, when we had Riley and Ray versus Miz and I can't remember who else, but it was a tag team tornado match, and it was a really good match. And this, for the time it got, again, didn't get much time, but it was still a pretty decent tornado tag match.
The thing I'm going to say about this is that both teams looked strong. They both didn't look too weak over each other. But to be honest, that's what they had to do because the only tag teams you have left are the Usos to play Epico and Primo. So I think, to be honest, making them both look strong is a way to push them forward.
I mean, Epico and Primo get the win in 2 minutes 45 seconds, and I'm sitting there thinking, these are the only two tag teams you've got now. Surely you're going to have to make... The only option is to make these two feud. And when you have Epico and Primo beating them in 2 minutes 45 seconds, the heels are winning. But the match for me should have gone a little bit longer and been a little bit more competitive, in my opinion. They still got a lot of stuff done in that 2 minutes 45 seconds, which I thought was, useful to the match. And the match was decent. It's just that I wish it would have got a bit more time. Maybe put these two in a feud going into Rumble, possibly. Who knows?
I think it's really sad that it came down to this. The only two teams we have left are having a match on Smackdown. The only feud we can have. So even though it was a good match, it's kind of sad that it came down to.
Yeah, and if you want a solution to this tag team division, guys, go check out my video on my channel. I'll link it in the description box below. Just a solution, a tag team tournament idea that I had, getting it out there on the British Fist channel. After this, then, we had the dance-off between Brodus Clay and Vicky Guerrero. Kind of have a feeling we're going to have very differing opinions on this one, NJ. Did you give your thoughts on this? Because I thought this was fucking entertaining, as funny as hell.
Okay, I think, to be honest, as Brodus, this Fox is new, he needs things to put him over. So for Vicky to come out and do a dance that she knows that no one's going to get behind, it's going to give Brodus Clay the push, the bands behind him in this segment. So I think it's a bit fixed and that, but it's a WWE need ways to try and get Brodus Clay over. This is the best thing they could have done.
I mean, you're putting him up against someone who naturally gets a lot of heel heat and who can get Brodus Clay over as a face a lot more. Brodus Clay wins, of course. We knew he was going to win. The dance-off was pretty funny. And then you had William Regal coming out to take Vicky Guerrero away. And then Brodus Clay calls Regal a funky chicken. And I was thinking to myself, did he just call her a fucking chicken? But that whole thing with Regal dancing was pretty funny. I thought this whole segment was brilliant, and getting Brodus Clay over as this sort of dancing face. This is the kind of stuff they need to do with Brodus Clay. Something different, something fun on the Smackdown show. I thought this is what it was.
Well, I'm going to say the segment did give Brodus Clay the fans behind him, but when it comes to it, I think the girls are better dancers,
Yeah, they are pretty good dancers, aren't they? Naomi and Cameron. Unfortunately, I get to see some of them on FCW, so there we go. I loved Regal's dancing, and then Brodus lays him out at the end, and he kind of got booed a little bit, but, It
just made me think, are they going to do something with Regal? Because an odd appearance from Regal is kind of random. Unless it's actually going to lead somewhere, then it's pretty pointless if it doesn't lead anywhere.
Somebody call his mama! That was funny as well. Anyway, let's move on from that segment. In our main event tonight, we had a match which we've been looking forward to watching for quite some time. We've seen it on SmackDown once or twice. Sheamus versus Wade Barrett in what we found out would be a tables match. Now, what was interesting about this one is that these are both my Rumble picks, Sheamus or Barrett, that I think could possibly win the Royal Rumble. And it's nice that WWE actually finally acknowledged the fact that these two aren't doing anything. Why not put them in a match?
Well, with these two, I'm thinking these two could have started a feud ages ago. With Orton injured, these two could have just got himself into a feud and got working instead of wasting time. But with this match, I thought it went pretty well. It went smoothly. You had Sheamus looking strong, Wade Barrett looking strong. I didn't have any complaints about this match until near the end. Yeah, I mean, the match itself went about 6 minutes, 45 seconds. Notice how exact I'm being here with the times, to the nearest 15 seconds, guys. But I mean, the psychology in this was good with the tables match gimmick being there. At the end of the match, you have Jinder Mahal coming out to cause a tiny distraction to let Barrett get the win. I don't like Jinder Mahal coming back, but he only made a little distraction. And then after the match, Sheamus puts Jinder Mahal through a table. My God. Well, when I look at this, I'm thinking maybe you could have just had Sheamus and Barrett fight without Jinder, just had a clean match between those two, because they are two wrestlers that should have a feud and need to look strong against each other because they are picks for the Rumble. Yeah. Jinder get involved. They're really continuing Jinder and Sheamus, really. He's not really going to be one of our choices to win the Rumble, so it's pretty stupid getting him involved.
And we've said this a lot of times now. To put Sheamus in a filler feud with someone like Jinder Mahal, he's down there. Sheamus is up there. He needs to be feuding with someone like Wade Barrett, who's up his level. So I thought the segment overall was pretty good, though. For an hour main event, it was an entertaining match. Just that little bit of Jinder Mahal was a little bit off, but at least we get to see Sheamus boom him through a table, motherfucker, fella. Anyway, let's go on to the next segment. Ted DiBiase versus Hunico. This was announced to be a flag match. Now, I can see the sense in this. I'm not really sure. I don't usually like these matches, but you have DiBiase, who's kind of like this American face, and then you have Hunico, who's like the Mexican heel. So I guess this flag match did sort of tie in with their feud, because they are feuding, essentially, aren't they? Ted DiBiase and Hunico. It's been kind of built up for a while now with Hunico commentating on Ted DiBiase's matches. So you could say this was kind of like a storyline match going into Rumble.
Well, out of all the matches that was on the wheel, all these like boring gimmicky matches, like a flag match, again, it's not really. I know you have to wrestle first to get the flag, but I would have just made it had a completely different match. Something that shows more wrestling. But again, it was an easy win for Ted.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I can see why they did the concept with the whole flag and the whole Mexican and American thing. DiBiase gets the win after getting the USA flag after clutching onto that bad knee because he fell bad on it when he got back dropped to the floor. And I just wonder this, NJ. You've got Camacho there for Hunico. When the hell is he ever going to interfere and help Hunico get a win? It's like, why is he even out there if he's not going to fucking interfere in the match?
Maybe when it starts to get more important for him, in important matches, maybe in a mid-card somewhere, then he'll get more involved. Maybe.
It's just like you could have Hunico get a win here with Camacho making it some kind of distraction and get Hunico a win over DiBiase in in a cheaty way, and it would still continue the storyline forward. I'm just putting it out there. That's all. Next segment. This is another entertaining segment. Now, I don't usually like blindfold matches, but when they're done right, they're pretty damn funny. The backstage segment with Santino. Oh, that was hilarious. Even I was laughing, and I don't like Santino at all. Even I was laughing at that when he put the blindfold on the fucking Cobra. That was funny as hell.
The thing with Santino, he brings out a lot of entertainment, so they're going to use him as much as they can on either show. On SmackDown, when they said about, "I'll see you later," you're not going to see him in a mask.
That was
all
funny.
the funny little jokes.
He walks into the fucking wall as well because he's closing his eyes like that. This is good. This is, Santino at his best when he's, being entertaining. And in the match itself, you had the whole thing that this is going to be Drew McIntyre's last chance or whatever. This blindfold was very entertaining because you had Santino working the crowd. Yeah. And that was good how they did that. I enjoyed how they did that. And Drew McIntyre hit his hand on the ring apron.
The thing about this match, again, the fans seem to want Santino to win this and make Drew lose. And I'm thinking, okay, I know Drew hasn't been doing much, but he's not that bad. But overall, I was entertained by this match. The way they did it outside the ring, inside the ring, and Santino picks up the win by the Cobra.
Yeah. I mean, it only lasted 2 minutes, but I mean, I don't like Santino that much getting the win over Drew, but it was quite an entertaining match, I'll give it that. I just wonder what they're going to do with Drew McIntyre now. This is his last chance. I do wonder what they're going to try and put your Cobra away, NJ. I do wonder what they're going to do with Drew McIntyre because I really hope this leads to him, rising up the card or something, or just starting from the bottom and working his way up to the top or something.
Well, this is what I said straight after the match. He complained, so this wasn't a real match for him to face off and win.
Teddy, you got to take it seriously. It's not a real match.
So
it's a blindfold match. It's not a real match. You've got to see it. You can't fire me, lad. You can't fire me. You can't.
So I think he should get one more chance. Maybe as the Rumble's coming up, maybe he'll have some involvement then. But I don't think it'll be the end of it.
He was a lumberjack in the main event. That's another appearance on TV for Drew.
Oh, yeah.
Get in, boy. That's 3-4 weeks in a row. And he's now appeared on double time. And in backstage segments, too. That's good for my boy McIntyre. Mark Henry versus Daniel Bryan in a lumberjack match for the World Heavyweight Championship.
You spin the wheel.
You got to spin the wheel, player.
You spin the wheel. Who are you talking to?
Oh, you're talking to Mr. Parkin, brother. Cody Rhodes Mark #1. That's what I say. I'm not afraid of you. But anyway... Mark Henry versus Daniel Bryan was announced last week by the Teddy Long, so this actually got built up to. It's interesting last week how SmackDown got a 2.2 rating last week with Daniel Bryan versus Mark Henry. It'd be interesting to see if the rating was just a one-off or whether it would go back down to the 1.8 rating. What did you think of the match itself? It was a little bit slow at times, wasn't it? It almost felt very similar to their cage match where Mark Henry dominated Daniel Bryan. Kind of, didn't it? Well,
with this match, again, we've had him face Big Show now. Now he's going against Mark Henry. And with this match, it looked like Daniel Bryan was trying to use his brain to try and stay away from Mark Henry as much as he could. But the lumberjack got him back involved. And it was really... Mark Henry was dominating throughout the match, which he would do over Daniel Bryan. Exactly. You had Mark Henry pretty much dominating over Daniel Bryan. After 6.5 minutes, though, you had the whole brawl with the lumberjacks. And all the lumberjacks come in the ring, and you get this kind of like Royal Rumble... all the 30 guys in the ring sort of tease thing, and then you have Daniel Bryan just slithering out of the ring. And then Mark Henry manages to escape too, and then it's just a big fight in the ring, and Daniel Bryan heads backstage. I mean, they all were attacking Mark Henry, weren't they? And Daniel Bryan just went, I'm out of here. So you could say smart champion, you could say cowardly heel.
Guys, let us know below what you think. Daniel Bryan, cowardly heel or smart heel? You know, what do you guys think? Let us know. But we get a backstage segment with Teddy Long with Daniel Bryan saying, you know, I've got to go for 40 men. You've had Big Show kicking AJ's ass, and then all of a sudden you have Teddy Long announcing a triple threat match inside a steel cage for the World Heavyweight Championship at Royal Rumble. Finally, we get this match. I mean, this match has been teased now for what, 3-4 weeks. We have three TV title matches. We had 3 title matches on free TV, and we're finally fucking getting this 2 weeks before the pay-per-view. Thank God!
Well, with the World Heavyweight Championship matches with Big Show and Mark Henry ending with the DQ, it does make sense to give them another chance to get the championship. But this has been Big Show's 3rd chance, Mark Henry's 2nd. So again, this match was logical. It was meant to happen. So there we go.
And also with the news that Big Show has injured his back during a dark match main event. I wonder what that is going to happen for that triple threat now, because they had a chance to re-edit it, they didn't. So I wonder if Big Show's okay, or if he's not going to work next week, or if he's going to work injured. It'll be interesting to see what they're going to do now that Big Show is injured and what their plans were.
Well, with Big Show injured, Mark Henry not now, just the bandages off, he's back to normal, fine bit. There's still a chance for Daniel Bryan, but with Big Show injured, maybe he's got more of a chance now.
Yeah, and also another thing I've noticed right now, didn't they took the belt off Mark Henry because he was injured, right, didn't they? Because they couldn't have him on a TV show as the champion, and they were going to make him champion into WrestleMania. But he's been on pretty much every TV show since, either in the ring or in some kind of TV capacity. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Do you know what I mean?
I think they've wanted him to be involved so it could lead up to this match or something. But the more involvement you get of the top guys on Smackdown, or the guys that people that have once been champion, it's good for the show.
And perhaps to get Daniel Bryan's Money in the Bank out of the way, because they didn't really want to go into WrestleMania with it. That's what I think. Because he'll probably win at Royal Rumble and lose at Elimination Chamber. So that's what I think anyway. Overall, the main event was okay. At least we got this triple threat match announced finally, and had the whole Royal Rumble tease. So that was okay. It's just kind of overshadowed the match a little bit, though. That's the thing. Between, with Daniel Bryan in it and Mark Henry.
Well, the question is now, over the whole show we got, how do we feel about it? What's our grade?
Yeah, exactly. Well, do you know what? This SmackDown had to be better than last week. Last week's was pretty fucking shit. Yeah, it got a 2.2 rating. Don't know how that works. Obviously, our opinions are just stupid because we're smarks and we're not casual fans. But this SmackDown did have its moments. I mean, I was a bit critical of the theme going in, but the SmackDown had some good segments. It didn't hype too much towards the pay-per-view, but it had some very entertaining segments on there, which I did enjoy. The matches not all the matches didn't really go long enough, but still did something, I guess. I can't really put my finger on it. It just, to me, it's like a C+ show. Nothing more than a C+ in my opinion, but still a decent SmackDown. Definitely better than last week.
Well, with Raw dominating the Royal Rumble build and hype matches, SmackDown really couldn't have done too much apart from give us the main event.
We've got one match, haven't we, for that pay-per-view?
So I'm kind of glad they did that. But the thing is, overall, SmackDown had its entertainment, which was needed. It had its matches that maybe could have gone longer. But overall, I was satisfied with this SmackDown.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot better than last week, wasn't it? So there we go. What was that cross?
C+.
You beat what?
C+.
C+ from both of us then. Let us know your thoughts on SmackDown down in that comment section below. What did you think of this Sin City episode and what happened on it? Yeah, we've been the British Fist, and MJ is now going to provide us an outro for the video.
Well, people, hope you've enjoyed this show of SmackDown. Give us your thoughts on what's happened in tonight's show, especially the main event, because we want to know what your thoughts on this triple threat we got at Royal Rumble. And that has been it from Mr. Parkin and me, MJ, the British Fist. Till next time, people, goodbye.